section of this race promised to be quite a cliffhanger in more ways than one. We're looking at John Tomac on his way down now. Some of the top stars in the practice session had punctured, they crashed, and so therefore we weren't seeing them running in the order we'd normally see. And one of the early men to come down this drop was John Tomac. What a character watching here, by the way. Already this year he's won one of the Grundig rounds at Mount St. Anne. He's been third at Hunter Mountain, third at Capron as such, and of course he also rode on Saturday afternoon in the cross country, but he found the mud not to his liking, and so John failed to finish there up in the medals as he has been in the past. Downhill man, 5th in 92 in the world, 2nd in 1991, 4th in 1990. John, an ex-BMX rider. It seems, Frank, for a BMX rider, these whoops are ideal for him. Is it okay?
Yes. For the BMX riders, it's more easy, of course, because we practice. I did BMX, and we are practicing every time on these kind of jumps. But John Tomac has very special style, you can see here, and he used a lot of power too. He was fast this day, but he had a little problem in the wood later, and so he took only the 20s. But people like him, he's very big star, and people like him very much, especially in France. And here it was very difficult turn on the left, and so everybody shot a lot, and everybody was very happy about his show.
Yeah, John's always been a character. I remember him riding in Barcelona the early part of the year in the cross-country Grundig series when they came over a big jump, and he took his bike and he lifted it up and flicked the back wheel, and down he came. A great entertainer. This is the man you're watching now. John Tomac, also a great road rider. Rode for 7-Eleven on the road. He rides for Rally here. The American, who's also been a great world champion on the cross-country and the ex-Grundig man. So this fellow is an absolute character. He's now got a small beard, by the way. Looks like a 7 o'clock shadow, but he's still laid back. But when it comes to racing, this man is a real tearaway. Tremendous here. He's got one of these special rally bicycles made of the carbon fiber system in America, with all glued together around the lugs, and his Tioga suspension system working flat out here. John heading on down. That problem he had, as Frank mentioned, when he slightly crashed, dropped him back to 4 minutes 58.9 for John Tomac then, and that was going to see him finally in 20th place. John, as ever, a great scrum of photographers going around to see this man.
Die technischen Probleme. Und jetzt aber Miles Rockwell. Der letzte Mann von den Favoriten. Ich sagte, einige Fahrer, die weiter hinten hätten starten müssen, werden da noch kommen. Wegen des Sturzes wurde also da die Reihenfolge ein bisschen geändert. Und Miles Rockwell ist natürlich noch einer, mit dem man rechnen muss. Der 22-jährige Amerikaner, im vergangenen Jahr Zweiter im Weltcup. Und vor 2 Jahren Dritter bei den Weltmeisterschaften. Und wie gesagt, er liegt im Augenblick im Weltcup in der Gesamtwertung auf Platz 6. So, jetzt achten wir noch einmal auf eine Zwischenzeit. Um 5:30 muss sie liegen, wenn Rockwell noch eine Chance haben will, hier einen Platz unter den besten 3 zu belegen. Im Augenblick Bouillot, Thomas Misser und Mike King, die ersten 3. Die Zeit ist super. Die Zeit ist absolute Spitze. Das ist das Beste, was wir gesehen haben. Und das lässt noch den Sieg von Rockwell zu am heutigen Tag. In diesem Jahr ein 3. Platz, das beste Resultat, das er erzielen konnte in Sun City. Also praktisch auf seiner Hauspiste. Bouillot war der schnellste im unteren Teil. Jetzt sehen wir mal nur Nebel und die Zeitnahme, aber da sehen wir auch wieder den Mann, der für die Zwischenzeiten sorgt. Noch einmal für alle deutschen Zuschauer Jürgen Bennecke, der Weltcup-Gewinner von 1993, leider nicht im Finale dabei, nach einem Fehler im Halbfinale nur Platz 58. Und jetzt achten wir auf Miles Rockwell. Wer wird der Sieger heute in Capron? Nicolas Bouillot, der Franzose, 6:53,40 oder Miles Rockwell? Rockwell wird hier gewinnen. Jawohl, deutlich bleibt er unter der Zeit von Nicolas Bouillot. Also damit steht das Resultat fest. Erster Sieg in einem Weltcuprennen in diesem Jahr und das gleich im letzten auch. Miles Rockwell aus den USA. Er gewinnt hier in Capron vor dem Franzosen Nicolas Bouillot, vor Thomas Misser aus Spanien, Mike King aus den USA, Jimmy Deaton aus Großbritannien und Gachet, dem Franzosen. Achter ist Philipp Pirakis, der beste Schweizer. Und jetzt muss ich mal schnell rechnen. Da haben wir auch die ersten drei in der Gesamtwertung des Grundig-Weltcups der Downhiller. Nicolas Bouillot, der junge 19-jährige Franzose, holt sich in diesem Jahr den Weltcup und er verweist die beiden Amerikaner, Mike King.
Steve Peat, the British rider, the second fastest rider in qualifying this morning with a time of 7 minutes 11.59 seconds. He loves the wet, he loves it gnarly. If anything, this course isn't as technical as Steve would like it. He won his first World Cup last year at probably the most difficult course on the circuit, Snoqualmie. He won't be visiting that course this year, but he does love conditions like this. And he's looking good at the moment. 4:56.30 from Cedric Gracier, and Steve Peat looking very good as well. He's going to be close to Gracier's time. 1/100th of a second faster than Cedric Gracier. I wonder if Steve is getting any sort of sign that he is this fast. The GT rider is stomping at the moment. I don't know whether the GT team does what a lot of the cross-country teams, and Steve just losing it there on that part of the course. Cedric Gracier looking at the same pictures that we're looking at. And he put his head in his hands when he saw that split point time. He knows Steve Peat is on a roll. Steve Peat won the first round of the American Series last week at Big Bear in conditions completely different from what they are now. And it might be very important, that crash that Cedric Gracier had at the last bend on the course earlier in his run. Shaking his head now. Whoa. Peat really letting it hang out now. He's going to have to motor if he wants to beat that time. He was only 1/100th slower than Cedric Gracier. Steve Peat loves these conditions. He's looking good at the moment. Don't make the same mistake at the bottom, Steve. Takes it well. I think he's going to do it if he really motors now. Get out of the saddle, Peat. Oh, he loses some time there. He might do it. I'm not sure. 6:22.14. Steve Peat moves into first spot. What a ride. My word, just one more rider to come, and Steve Peat will come second, if nothing else.
Downhill, and we have our 2004 Elite World Champion, Fabian Borel. And Fabian is just a solid racer. He has multiple World Cup wins to his name, as well as, of course, that white jersey that he's been wearing all season on the World Cup circuit. These riders, and there's a beautiful air there from Fabian Borel, and again he looks so comfortable in the air, lands on the back side of that jump nicely, taking maximum speed, smooth lines, again trying to keep maximum speed out of the turns. Nice up on the berm there, and we'll watch how he handles these sections here. Very smooth, moving the bike around, nicely handles that step down drop. And And this is a fast split. 4:48 under the current fastest time by 2004 world champion Fabian Borel of France. And he's looking very comfortable as he handles this rough section. There's a little bit of a foot out there as he goes through the trees. These bikes have a lot of suspension. The suspension is set up to handle all this rough terrain. Riders ride about 8 inches of suspension on these bikes. They're almost like motorcycles. You see how he hops his wheel around that nasty rut, and he is dictating where the bike is going to go. He can see the fastest line. Very experienced, very smooth, just comes out of that turn so nicely. No extra braking, and he's just searching for speed wherever he can here. Putting the bike onto the best line so that he can hold there, coming out of that berm. Little bit of a soft sort of exit there, but you know, recovering so quickly. And these champion top downhillers are so good at just sort of eliminating their mistakes almost by immediately getting back on the pedals, and the bike will straighten out and they'll get back up to speed. And here we'll see how Fabian will fare as he comes into this last home stretch here. Looks like a fast time. We saw he was almost 5 seconds under the current fast time over the water jump. And the current time here is 4:04 that he has to beat, and he will. 3:54, a new first place time. And there he bumps his French teammate.
Good morning with their top.
Steve still breathing, and here he is! Number 1 on his back, reigning world champion until this point.
Here we go.
Sam Hill.
Steve.
Oh, fast!
You might see Steve Peat hold his breath now for 3 minutes and 14 seconds.
Peat's got every right to be blue in the face, but there he is. Oh, he looks fast to me. Oh, he looks fast.
Oh. Oh.
He looks speeded up. The time will tell us the truth.
Oh.
Peat carried some speed through there. Sam low.
Oh, it's close to.
Sam's on the edge here, but oh, look at the time. Look at the time! 5.36 up for Sam Hill! Is he going to end Peat's dream again?
It's going to be terrifying, this. Rob, how do I
cope? How does Sam do it? How does he take
can't even
5 seconds? This is unbelievable.
But we did say that if it's technical, if it's going to be gnarly, if anybody can do it, it'll be streets ahead. Unlike Fort William.
Yeah, you can tear it apart here. I mean, this is opening him up.
Unlike Andorra, this is Sam's.
This is a true downhill, man. Hill looks unstoppable.
You know, you could see a destruction here.
Oh, he's took Petey apart.
6.3.
Oh, what a shame. And Steve was absolutely on fire there. There's no disrespect to Steve. This is Sam Hill at his best. He lifts his game for this. Look how fast he's going!
Any of you boys out there?
Oh, look how fast he's going!
That are contemplating getting clipped.
Oh!
Don't bother. Don't bother getting clipped.
Oh, he's gone miles!
Don't even bother.
Look at it sliding it through the. Oh, Petey's back!
He's off.
Sam Hill went down the front, washed out. He pushed just too hard.
Rob.
Oh, high drama here in Italy.
Oh my God.
He washed her out. He washed her out.
It's the world.
Pete in with a real chance of being world champion here this afternoon. Sam Hill, what can you say? He was on fire. That's the world. Oh,
he fell off and he was still pulling.
Oh my God, he'll be devastated. Only half a second back.
Can we just go die somewhere now and not have to do this?
I don't want to carry on. I can't sit here any longer. I can't handle it.
How can you cope with that?
Poor Sam Hill, man.
How can you cope with that?
He threw her in their dirt tracks down, and both wheels just washed on him. If he'd known he was 10 seconds up, I don't think he'd needed to have bothered. Oh, here we go, a slow-mo. The front washes, look. Oh, he's down before he has time to react.
Yeah. Oh.
That's all Sam Hill, dude. He runs as fast around the insides of these turns. Half a second back with a crash like that. That'll go down in history.
He's still beating Fabian's time.
He's still second, dude. This is the World Championships. Nothing produces drama like this.
Look, Steve's going to know what the deal is now, man.
Oh, poor Sam. I feel for Sam. Well, this is going to be all out, I guarantee it. He would love to take his second World Cup win here on home soil in Canada. The crowd already getting revved up at the bottom, awaiting him. So what's he going to do, Cunny?
Yeah, look at Stevie, he's looking quick, he'll want this so bad. As I was saying, he's had a second, a third and a fourth so far this year, wanting to step it up, but in such conditions, it looks like he's actually carrying great speed.
Yeah. He looks like he's absolutely on fire. Second overall in the points as well. He won't want Athen to get any further ahead. 203 points off G though. But look, pedaling between those turns there as well. So, is there enough traction left in the ground for him to make any sense of it? This split will tell us. Can he do it? Only 0.2 back. Wow, this is unbelievable from Steve Smith. What an effort as he enters the part of the course now, though. Everyone seems to have lost a bit of time between those two splits, but maybe not. Steve Smith, man, he's carrying unbelievable speed into this wood section.
Did you see how he drifted around that left-hand corner out of the open there? It's as if he's on, he's gapped into this rocks as well. Stevie Smith pulling out an incredible run.
This is unbelievable riding from Smith. This is what desire is. You're seeing it right now in front of you. Stevie Smith now on that Da Vinci. Absolutely on fire here. Can he take back 0.2 of a second and take the win here in Mont-Saint-Anne?
When we thought maybe the game was over, Stevie Smith just looked at it, rubbing his hands and just wanting more and more from this course. It's
so
incredible.
He's only 0.018 back. He's within touch. What's he going to do now from there on down? He can't hang about. It's got to be all out from Smith. Oh, if only he knew how close he was to taking the win here this afternoon. Well, the crowd will lift him. Smith, 2 jumps away from maybe taking the win here. What's he going to do? He's penning it out. Ah, look at the time. Smith does it by nearly a second, and I haven't shouted that hard for nearly 3 years. That was an incredible run from Stevie Smith. He's done the impossible, can't he? What can you say about that? That's insane.
That is an absolutely amazing ride. We saw a lot of the other top guns getting pushed to one side by the weather, and Stevie Smith just stepped up to the plate then, didn't he?
Breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking from Stevie Smith. What a performance against all odds, man. You know, the rain came down, that course was slower. Every ride. One of the greatest this sport has ever seen, from the United States of America, Aaron Gwin. The only rider
now. There's a problem with his bike. He broke his chain. There's no more chain on his bike.
He looked down straight away, and the bike, there was a big crunch as he came out. I think you're right. Are we going to see a Nico Mullally style run here from the World Championships? Mullally getting 4th at the World Championships with no chain. And Aaron Gwin, you're right. The derailleur is hanging off, I think.
It's the chain that's still in there. I hope it doesn't go into his spokes.
We should see now if there's any problems with that bike. Well, there clearly are something wrong with it. I'm just trying to see. I think the rear derailleur is missing, Claudio.
But that doesn't matter if there's no chain.
But that will seriously, maybe, I don't know, no chain perhaps. Well, that's seriously going to cost him along that pedal. We haven't seen him put a pedal in yet. But he's less than a second off. He's less than a second off. How's Aaron Gwin doing it? Not a pedal stroke from the American. Oh, my word.
That's the exact same thing that happened to Nico Mullally at the World Championships. Pedaling out of the gate, breaking his chain.
Aaron Gwin seems to have a habit of going fast in Leogang with mechanical problems. His brakes failed here actually in 2012 at the World Championships. 3rd here in 2010. And today, it looks like he's got no chain on that bike. Yeah, no chain. The chain has gone. Claudia was correct. The chain snapping right out of the gate. And Gwin pressing on regardless. This is one of the most exciting race runs I think I've ever seen in my life.
Look, look, look!
Oh my word, over that stuff. How did he stay in touch on all that pedaling with no chain? The winner here in 2011. Can he deny?
It's still possible here.
Can he deny Conor Fearon his first World Cup win? Less than a second back at split number 2. What's he done down through the trees? Fearon was quick. Gwin now coming down towards the line.
No.
3:34 is the time to beat.
That is crazy.
The win with no chain. Look at the time. Aaron Gwin does the impossible here in Leogang, Austria. I have never seen anything like that in all my years around mountain bike World Cup racing. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Wow.
Let's go find his electric engine.
Wow. How did he do that? How did he do that? What a dramatic race here.
finish sprint was like if it was out of
the man that has won 3 of the last 4 World Championships, the defending world champion, Loic Bruni, there now gets on track here in Mont Saint-Anne. He won the World Cup race here last year, remember.
What's it gonna be?
It's green. It is green by 0.3, 0.4 of a second then for Bruni. Whoa! Oh, so fast through those holes there. 72 kilometers an hour and extending by up to 0.7 of a second. So much pace in the open and carving that turn as well. Look at Bruni right on the edge of his grip.
Oh yes, he is pushing those limits like he has to if he wants to become world champion again.
If he wins today, he'll be only the 2nd man in the history of the sport to win 3 World Championship golds in succession. High up on there.
Going quite high there now. Steve Smith drop.
And this is just typical Bruni. Absolutely precise, but incredibly fast. This split will tell us more. And it's still green, but just by 0.7 of a second.
Nothing is decided there. Everything needs to go right if he wants to take that title. Little wobble right there. Now going into the rocks. Can he manage to stay on?
Loic Bruni is on a run. How does he keep rising for the big day like this? Different line. It looked like he set up high there. Gaps though across.
Nice one. Very nice.
Really clean.
Extremely clean. Hitting less holes than the others did.
I wonder how much time he spent setting up perhaps for that line.
Did look like it did take some speed out of it to go into those rocks.
The last man on track is not disappointed. Oh, perfect.
What is it? What is it?
It's up. Nearly a second then. 0.81 now for Loic Bruni. Is he going to do it again?
Only 2 more turns. 2 more turns to go. It's that inside-outside choice now. And he goes for the inside.
And he goes tight here. Less than a second for Loic Bruni to play with. I can barely watch. Huge crowds waiting for the defending world champion to come down the line. Is it going to be Loic Bruni or is it going to be Brosnan? It's Bruni! Bruni becomes a 3-time back-to-back world champion. Oh my goodness. He's done it again, the last man down the mountain. 4 of the last 5 world championships belong to this man.
Wow. What a performance.
I cannot believe what I've just seen. Excuse me for the profanities, but at this moment in time, I don't think there's any stopping them. Bruni makes history. The 2nd rider ever to win 3 world championships in a row. Putting himself in the history books there with Nico Vulio. The other great French champion, poor old Troy Brosnan, silver medal for him. Oh, we've got a track invasion. That's it. Super Bruni has delivered again.